Hello everyone. We are at the back end of the year. Tomorrow will be the Boxing Day test match between our Ashes, Australia versus England at the iconic MCG Melbourne Cricket Ground. It's clear cut like Australia have won the Ashes, but WTC points are still at stake for England. If they win all the matches till the WTC cycle ends, they might qualify, but still less ifs and buts for them. But for Australia, they want to continue the winning momentum. They have won three matches and 4-0 or 5-0 is on the cards. Everyone is saying a lot of reports have come from English media about English players excessive drinking, which Stokes is not agreeing. So and also Rob Key is also given an interview. Badge is also not agreeing. A lot is cooking in England camp and in British media is not at all leaving them alone. So let's talk about the fourth test match because both the teams have announced their playing 11. Only Australia has announced that playing 12. So first of all, we will go ahead with Ayan Chatterjee. There are Ayan, Ayush, and Anup Konnur is already his MCG. He's very excited. He's at the stadium only. So you still have time for the match. You can relax for some time after this video. So Ayan, first of all, we start with you. Oh, do you think England can make a comeback because they have brought in they have got Jacob Bethel is back who is batted number three position, so a lefty batter is at the top three position, number three position. Do you think like the fortunes can change for the England Lions because it has been quite a forgettable tour? No, they have shown promise, but scoreline suggests 3-0. Stark single-handedly has dismantled them in the first two test matches. Then Cummins came, Nathan Leon came. Both of them went now due to injuries, surgeries, and everything. But still Australia looks quite a formidable team because Jai Richardson is there, Scott Boland is there. They have the firepower, they have the resources as compared to England, who have more than 16 to 18 county teams. Australia has only six state teams, only six.
Yes, so look at it. If you look at the match point of view, I think England will have a chance, but I feel they will start as underdogs again. I'll have to give Australia the favorites. I mean, yes, they don't have Pat Cummins, they don't have Nathan Lyon in this particular match, and for the rest of the series, they won't have Cummins and Lyon, but they still have a formidable team to beat England in their own conditions, and they're playing at home. Remember, Australia. England have got a problem of plenty. I mean, in the sense you look at it. I mean, they've got problems on the field and problems off the field, as you said. And what I'm worried about is after losing in Adelaide, a demoralizing or deflating loss at Adelaide, whether they can pick themselves up and then after all the off-field controversies of this Noosa party, where excessive drinking on whatever has happened, whether they can lift themselves up and compete against Australia. That is going to be the big question. If they can, then we could be in for a good test match. Otherwise, we could have another one-sided game and Australia might dominate. Now, both teams have announced their 11s in the sense one team has announced 11. England are ready. The thing with England is one thing is constant. Whether they're winning or losing, 48 hours prior to the game, they'll announce they're playing 11. So they have announced 11 and they made two changes. One is, of course, a change by choice, and that is Jacob Bethel coming in place of the out of form Ollie Pope. Pope was not doing anything, so they had to bring in Bethel, and the pressure was there from the media that bring in Bethel, bring in Bethel, and bring in Bethel. That's what is done. And the other change, let's not forget, is a bit of a blow or a big blow for England. Jofra Archer has been ruled out of the Ashes due to a side strain, and Gus Atkinson for this Test match is back in the side. So no more Jofra Archer. So we always thought whether Jofra will pull up for all the five tests. He did play the first three tests, and the reason was I told you because there were a lot of gaps between the first test and the second test and the third test. There was a lot of gaps. So I was always feeling whether he could back it up with back-to-back test matches, and now you have the answer. He can't. He's gone. Mark Wood gone, Jofra Archer gone. So much talk from the English media. Mark Wood is coming, Jofra Archer is coming. We'll beat this weak Australian side 5-0. Well, all those talk has gone into hollow conclusions. So Jofra Archer is gone. So England will have to really outplay out of the skins. Jacob Bethel will bring in a new dimension. The thing that he brings in is no baggage. It means the other players will have baggage of the previous test. Jacob will not have the baggage. Having said that, it's not going to be easy because Australia is determined. I just read those comments after the test match, after they won the Ashes, that we are not settling for 3-0. We are here for 5-0. And there are two reasons behind it. One is, of course, WTC points. And secondly, I mean, many experts have called Australia the weakest side in the world. So weakest side for a long time. So now Australia wants to prove what? Weakest side. Okay, we'll beat England 5-0 and show how weak we are. We're going to beat England 5-0 and show how weak we are. So that's going to be one thing they will be really determined about it. Saying so, England will have to really bat well, bowl well, and do everything right. I do not think they can. I mean, they have to get everything right, bring the big moments. I mean, Adelaide, they had. I thought we have already discussed before that there were so many big moments which they came short. Drop catches, game awareness, everything. They have to do everything right. Then only they can beat Australia and Melbourne. Otherwise, I see another Australian win. I think I'll give Australia the favorite stack. At the moment, 60-40 start pre-match. It can be more, it can be less, according to you guys. But for me, I'm giving Australia the edge again. England have got plenty of problems on the field and off the field, and I don't know how will they cope with the off the field issues more than on the field. And also change of coaching and everything, and people talking about Ravi Shastri becoming the new England head coach. I'm not seeing it happening. I see Brendan McCullum staying because Bropke has everything in his hand, and so I don't think it's happening. And whatever, I don't want to talk about the change of coaches or anything, but I feel England will compete, but I feel Australia will come out on top. That's my prediction, early prediction from this fourth Ashes Test match.
Yes, like England, they have lot of issues. Like look, Olipop has played 64 test matches. He has been out of forms in the last 2 to 3 series. They have like given or shown a lot of faith in Olipop, but it isn't giving the results. So Jacob Bethel, I think they are a bit late. Actually, they could have made Bethel play at number 6 or number 7, and no need of Will Jacks as well, because Ben Stokes is already your fast bowling all rounder, not a batting all rounder. He bowls a lot, 15 to 17 knows he can bowl. They could have made that change and experimented earlier, but like they are still in the WTC hunt cycle, like if they win all the matches. But आयुष आपके तरफ आते हैं अभी, मतलब even if it is a dead rubber in the context of the series WTC points, but at the same time, if it happens again a 4-0 or even a 5-0, humiliation it will, because 2017-18 में भी 4-0 हुआ था, 2021-22 में भी 4-0 हुआ था. ये बहुत बड़ी बात है, मतलब जो ढिंडोरा पिटा था इन्होंने कि चलो एशेज से एशेज, 2 साल से भी सुनते आ रहे हो. 2023 का जैसे एशेज खत्म हुआ, विजडन का पहला वीडियो आया था विजन.com पर, जो सब एनालिस्ट जो बात कर रहे थे एक्सपर्ट्स के साथ साथ कि हमें 2025 की प्लानिंग करनी है. हर बार तुम वही बोलते जा रहे हो, बोलते जाओगे, और यहाँ पे यू आर कंप्लीटली एक्सपोज्ड. लाइक फाइट दिखाइए लेकिन रिजल्ट्स नहीं है, फिर से वही क्वेश्चंस आ रहे हैं. अब तो क्योंकि अभी तो बहुत कंट्रोवर्सीज आने वाले सामने, देखना पड़ेगा ईसीबी कुछ डिसीजन लेता है नहीं. ईसीबी ईसीबी जो हेड के मेंबर्स हैं उनको लेना पड़ेगा. लेकिन ऑस्ट्रेलिया को वीकेस्ट साइड कहा गया था, लेकिन उन्होंने दिखा दिया कि जितना बोला है बोलने दो, यू स्लेजर्स बोर, हम उतना अच्छा खेलेंगे. ये ये गलती कर दी इंग्लैंड ने, बहुत 0-5-0 बोल रहे थे. आपको क्या लगता है जेकब बेथल का इंक्लूजन कुछ नया, मतलब कुछ चेंज ला सकता है? क्योंकि नंबर 3 पर एक बहुत जिम्मेदारी की रहती है बैटिंग करना, क्योंकि इंग्लैंड के जोनाथन ट्रॉट किया करते थे, इवन केविन पीटरसन भी बैटिंग कर चुका है कुछ छोटे से स्टेज था. क्योंकि इज एन इंपॉर्टेंट, इंडिया के पास तो द्रविड़ था, फिर पुजारा, ग्रेट स्टॉलवर्ड्स बैटिंग करते नंबर 3 पे. बहुत एक रिस्की पोजीशन है बेथल को एक्सपोज करना है. स्टार्क आएगा लेफ्ट आर्म पेसिंग 140-150, ही कैन एक्सपोज हिम इजीली.
अब तक इस सीरीज में जो नंबर 3 पे बैटिंग कर रहा था, तो उसने क्या कर लिया? आप ओली पोप को लाओ, चाहे जेकब बैथल को लाओ, चाहे किसी XYZ प्लेयर को लाओ, आप एक्सपोज हो गए ही. पिछले ये इस सीरीज में आप 3 मैच ऑलरेडी गंवा चुके हो, ये चौथा मैच है. अगर आप यहाँ से जीतते हो तो एटलीस्ट व्हाइट वॉश होने से बचोगे. ड्रॉ भी करोगे तो भी आप बचोगे. लेकिन आप उतरे हुई हो अपनी ऐसी की तैसी करवाने, तो सॉरी टू से ये आपकी प्रॉब्लम है. रहा सवाल ऑस्ट्रेलिया का, तो पैट कमिंस को आने की क्या जरूरत थी? किसी भी XYZ से कप्तानी करवा लो, वैसे ही 5-0 हो जाना है. क्योंकि पिछली बार जब इंग्लैंड की टीम 5-0 हुई थी, तो वो प्रॉपर टेस्ट खेलने वाली टीम से हुई थी. प्रॉपर एक से बढ़कर एक टेस्ट प्लेयर थे. एलिस्टर कुक, जोनाथन ट्रॉट, इयन बेल, केविन पीटरसन. अभी जो आप टीम देख रहे हो, इसमें खाली एक आदमी है जो प्रॉपर, एक दो हैं जो सही से प्रॉपर टेस्ट खेलते हैं. एक बेन स्टोक्स, वो भी एक बार आउट हो जाए तो ऐसे बिहेव करता है जैसे लगता है उसको पता नहीं कौन सी बॉल पड़ गई है. और एक जो रूट, जिसका मतलब मोटो ही रहा है कि मेरे रन बनेंगे तभी टीम में कुछ पॉजिटिविटी आएगी, अदरवाइज मैं फ्लॉप टीम फ्लॉप, मैं हिट तो टीम हिट. तो वो है वाला सीन है. ऑस्ट्रेलिया को अब क्या करना है, ऑलरेडी सीरीज अपने नाम कर लिया है, किसी और को खिलाना हो तो खिला ले। हाँ, अदरवाइज वही लोग उतरेंगे जो पिछले मैच में उतरे थे। और इंग्लैंड की टीम क्या टफ कॉस लेगी जब तीसरा मैच गंवा दिया तो? टफ कॉस लेना तो सीरीज के खत्म होने के बाद दो। कि अभी तो एक सुनने में आ रहा है रिपोर्ट कि जैसे ही बैस मकैलम हटेंगे तो रवि शास्त्री को लाया जाएगा। क्यों? क्योंकि उनके पास वो जादुई नायाब हीरापन है जो ऑस्ट्रेलिया को ऑस्ट्रेलिया में हरा देगा। ऑस्ट्रेलिया को ऑस्ट्रेलिया में हराने के लिए उनके दिमाग से खेलना पड़ता है। यहाँ तुम अपनी मर्जी से खेल रहे हो, लोगों के फीलिंग्स के साथ खेल रहे हो। तो 5-0 हो जाए इंग्लैंड तो इतना सरप्राइज नहीं होगा। हाँ, अगर 4-0 हो जाए तो सर तो रहेगा कि हाँ, इंग्लैंड आखिरी दो मैच में कुछ इज्जत बचाने के लिए खेला।
Yeah, like it's about the self pride for England. लेकिन अगर आप थोड़ा इतिहास उठाकर देखो ना, जब भी इंग्लैंड 3-0 हुआ है, इवन इफ यू लुक एट 2013 14, उसके बाद जो टेस्ट मैचेस थे, इंग्लैंड की बॉडी लैंग्वेज बहुत जल्दी डाउन हो जाती है। इफ दे विन अर्ली, नो, if you look at the 2010-11 that Ashes series, they drawn the first test match and they won the second one. Then Australia came back into the third one, but the fourth, fifth England won. So you have to start very well. It's a long tour. मतलब वो डर था ना माइकल वॉन को, स्टुअर्ट ब्रॉड को, कि स्टार्टिंग में जीत जाओ, नहीं तो बातें लंबी सीरीज जाएगी। क्योंकि ये शेड्यूल वन एक एक साल के पहले दिया था आईसीसी ने, मतलब आईसीसी ने, मतलब क्रिकेट ऑस्ट्रेलिया ने फॉरवर्ड किया था, आप जल्द से जल्द कर दो पब्लिक फॉर द बारहवीं ईयर में एवरीथिंग। But England haven't played according to the potential, not at all. But this was the best squad. Like they had the players like जैसे in 2010-11 there was Ian Bell, there was Kevin Peterson, there was Alistair Cook. Similar squad, I would say, not the same squad. They have the best chance because Root and Stokes are not going to play the next 2029 Ashes in Australia. No, no, they aren't going to play. It will be a complete new middle order, but they missed out on a golden opportunity, but they can sell us some pride. If you ask about, I want to see Joe Root getting couple of centuries in last four test matches, last four innings, two test matches. Like if he gets to 41 or 42 test turns, he can get close to Sachin Tendulkar's 51 test hundreds. It's still a long way that to smash another 10 to 12 times, but you never know. He's still playing for the next couple of years. So now we will get back to our last person here, Anup Konnur sir, who is already at Melbourne Cricket Ground. So sir will provide all the coverage and all the broadcast for us from Melbourne. So what do you think? Who's the favorite? Like, do you think
Yeah,
Joe Root or Ben Stokes can end the tour on a high note? Because if they win even a one test match, it will be a happy faces somewhat, a little bit, 1%. What do you think? Can England bounce back or
see,
it will be Australia dominance? You can continue.
yeah, it's like before coming to the test match or whatever the England team is playing, like we have earlier mentioned about 2010-11 Ashes. I really like to share a small short story of a player in that test match. Before going to that Ashes series, in 2010-11, Jeffrey Bythorn, who is a pioneer in England cricket, we can call him the commentator pioneer. He said publicly on the openly on the media, like, don't take Alistair to Ashes in Australia, as you will lose very badly. As Alistair Tooth during that time was not in too much of form. But then what did Alistair Tooth did? He took that word seriously to himself. His them was very means his them he changed his them from forward defense to backward defense. And in the first test itself, which the test England draw in Australia in 2010-11, Alistair Tour smashed 235 runs with the bat. And that helped England draw the first test, and drawing the first test help in drawing the what we thought say उनका जो आत्मविश्वास था, drawing the encouragement for England team, which helped them win that Ashes series in Australia in 2010-11. So when their media said bad about one player, that player stood up to himself and later become the talisman of English batting. Now he is called as Sir Alistair Tooth. He was given a knighthood at an early age due to his historic doings in the on the cricket field. So that is one kind of inspiration England will like to look at the current status, because currently whatever is happening outside the ground is nothing new to England. We have heard many news like in England too, that Ben Stokes was seen fighting in the pub, fighting with bartenders in the pub. Then the England players have road accidents on the ground. Ben Duthie also had an accident in England. So there are so many inland people drinking and driving. There are so many cases which has already happened. So outside the cricket field, the noise is there about their non-disciplinary actions. But on field also, now whatever you do out, sometimes I feel whatever you do outside the field, your carefree attitude that reflects on your game as well. And in England, as I always said, in the first three tests, whenever you say to win a test match, you have to win a session. Almost you have to win maximum number of sessions over 5 days, and then you win a test match. England has been in ahead position in some part of the session, but never clearly has dominated the whole session. Like in last test match, Harry Bruce and Zach Crawley, they were doing very good in one session. They were almost to end the session, but suddenly Harry Bruce has a brain fade moment. He goes for a reverse sweep, that's bowled on 30 and Thadam. 3 wickets in that session. That session goes to Australia. So England do have their moments, but that moment they never capitalized in the test match. And in the last two test match, the one you have Ben Stokes and Jofra Archer met in a 50-run partnership, or Joe Root, Jofra Archer number 11 met in a 100-run partnership. Ben Stokes, Jofra met in a 100-run partner. That doesn't prove justice to your strong batting lineup, which you boast that we have batters till 9 number, that we all of us are all rounder, all of us can bat. If you have a batsmanship till 9 number, then the top order should prove themselves. Oli Pope, yes, so many chances were given to the. He started well, scored 40 and 46 in the first two innings in the first test match, but afterwards he was a total flop. Joe Root, yes, he had 1 month of the bat, like scoring a century in Australia. That was his bit. He did it that in pinball test, but after that, same old Joe Root came to fore, that he was always a bunny of Mitchell Starr. 15 times Mitchell Starr now has him in the test matches. That's a big number. Like everyone knows, Mitchell Starr will come, take Joe Root's wicket, and that would be the easy way for. Same with Ben Stokes, he has been a bunny of Mitchell Starr or Pat Cummins. They will come, take his wicket, and go away. When they really, England at the moment need to think the way of approaching test match cricket, because baseball is certainly not the way to approach test match cricket. Yes, Ben Stokes has shown them the way of playing traditional test match cricket. But now why only Oli Pope got removed? Because Ben Duthie also is not in that much of form which he has shown. Means it's the problem with inland cricket is like outside English conditions they are vulnerable. You play matches, same matches you take to England. At the moment, England would have been sitting like 2-1 or 1-1 draw at the moment on Boxing Day. And that I can give in guaranteed in inland pitches. But outside England, whether in Asian conditions or whether in Australian condition, even if they go to Caribbean tomorrow, they will be vulnerable. That's the inland team for you. So England first need to learn how to play proper test matches, and then how to apply themselves in the foreign condition. That matter and seen. So I won't see if England gives a fight, it would be a redefining moment for themselves only, and some pride to salvage, as everyone is saying. And Australia really don't now bother, because they already have the Ashes written 3-0. They are up to the goal of winning it 5-0. So they know now, even without Pat Cummins or Nathan Lyon, Michael Nesser, who has taken a fifer in pinball test second inning, he will come back, he will score runs. Then, sorry, he will take wickets. Then, other they have a batsman in form of uh, Travis Head. Steve Smith will come back. So he is another batter. In fact, without Jofra Archer, then their bowling, England's bowling is slight weak because Jofra was the only key factor taking two fifers in three test matches overall. But Aden susceptible to injury, Jofra is out. So their bowling Aden's lose a little bit of worry. So it's like Ayan said, it's 60-40 in Australia's favor. All only can hope that England can at least put a fight for a viewer, because for me now, this Boxing Day test, which always used to have so much hype, like 50,000 crowd on the Melbourne cricket ground, 26th of December, and the Boxing Day test will summon. It was having that eyeballs, but this eyeball is only like a dead rubber now happening between England and Australia. Nothing at stake, only WTC points are at stake for England. The association already done this. It really took, I'm sad to take this example, even though India lost the last BGT, but till the Boxing Day test during last BGT, India and Australia were 1-1 draw. So going into MCG, it was an open test between both the teams that anyone who wins, they will go forward. Which Australia won that test series 3-1. That's another thing. But that Boxing Day test actually has it had its value and importance. But tomorrow, for me, it is actually a dead rubber because only WTC point is at stakes, and let's see how England tops up if they really have it in them to then some WTC points to themselves, either by drawing a test match or winning a test match. So that's my take, because I can't see now England win this vulnerable, because seeing their body language in the presentation only during the third test match, it was like Ben Stokes has already given up on this session. Now they will sit them on. It is SH is gone. We will practice for 2027 SH. It is at home. Let them come home, then we will show them. But that's not the case. Before that, really, they have to play proper test matches as well.
Yeah,
That's my test.
England is about to play New Zealand at home in June, and then I guess Pakistan is coming with
Pakistan.
three test matches, six test matches, and then they have a even they're playing against South Africa, so it's a tough phase for them. But they will succeed in England. There's no doubt about it. Flat pitches. Even Sir Jeffrey Boycott often says that they are flat track bullies. He said he's very harsh person if the team doesn't perform. But it's quite surprising. Like the preparation wasn't right. It is saying overtraining happened. Said Baz Brendan McCullum. Like a lot of investigation is around the corner. So be ready, I would say, the England fans. But I would suggest like sack Brendan McCullum, but it's not going to be happen because see, after all, what is important, the entire group wants Bass to continue, and Bass has won the faith of everyone. He has won the hearts of the fans. The crowd is full. They often say when England is playing Bass ball and everything, and they've got success as well. But if you look at the test match, like I'm quite surprised, Todd Murphy doesn't get a game. Like he was into the squad, into the playing 15 squad, but they're going with four pacers. It's a very dangerous thing to be honest for England because you never know. Jair Jetson is coming after a long injury layoff, but he's bowling well in the Shield games, Sheffield Shield and everything. Like in just 4 to 5 hours, we have got the fourth test match, and the year is about to end. And 2025 and it has been a good year for Australia, but they didn't win the WTC, so they are now trying their best to win every game. They haven't lost a test match since WTC final, and they're looking a force to reckon with. Steven Smith is back at the captaincy, and Pat Cummins is recovering from the stress fracture back injury there is there. So it's quite a good thing, good headache. Like they've got the fast bowlers. So I'm also backing Australia. You can see it's Australia, Aussie. Australians are the best all the time. It's going to be interesting. MCG, there's a ritual there, it's a tradition. The best matches are playing at MCG. Let's see who wins. And Indian cricket, if you all know, like it's a bit stop here. There's a fortnight till 11 January. We will be back with Indian cricket with New Zealand coming up, and a lot of T20 World Cup is around the corner. It's going to be a huge World Cup because it's like a 12-hour games we are going to witness. So let's see how it goes there. So thank you everyone. Thank you Ayush, Ayan, and Anup sir, the three SS. Ayan, and I want to say Anup sir is at MCG. You can relax sir for some time. You can rest. You're at the stadium. So relax and then watch the game early morning and give us updates at Go Worldwide. And also watch the content on goworldwide.co.in. and also the videos will be regular now. Yes, thank you.